Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Tuv, and today we're going to be talking about where are OG YouTubers now, part 2. If you guys don't know, in part 1, we focused on the 2016 era, which are, I don't know how to say this without offending people, the younger people's OGs, and now we're heading on to the actual OGs. Yeah, this is going to be a fun one for, I would hope, everyone. And guys, we are almost at 2 million subscribers. Actually, don't subscribe, alright? I will earn your subscription by the end of this video. Jenna Marbles. Isn't it just a little bit insane that after 10 years of making content, hundreds of videos in, edging at 2 billion views, and about 19.6 million subscribers, a content creator could just vanish off the face of the internet?
Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to another episode of teethdaggers reacts / analyzes videos. Today we are going to be watching Where Are OG YouTubers Now by TUV. Let's get right into it.
Well, it is insane, but maybe not so much so when you learn the specific reasons as to why the creator left in the first place. I'm talking about Jenna Marbles, who on June 25th, 2020, at the height of the Black Lives Matter movement and its purge, made her final video, an announcement that she was leaving YouTube for good. That now deleted video, however, was more than just an announcement, it was also an apology, and it really simply told the why. Now, how do I know that? Because the video was re-uploaded by a third party, of course, and while she goes on about many things, she apologizes for two specific.
Play Pal World with friends on your own dedicated server from Hosting Her. Setting it up is fast.
Specific situations. First, a video that she did in 2011 parodying Nicki Minaj, and second, a video from 2012 where she went on a self-described quote slut-shaming rant. She also admitted to having privated some videos where she poked fun at gender prescribing behavior. Now, I could explain the contents of those videos, but I'd rather just show you. Here is Jenna acting as Nicki Minaj. That video had her being accused of blackface, and here is part of her quote slut-shaming rant.
Act like a slut, but I would.
What if she was just a fan of Nicki Minaj and she wasn't thinking at all, and she's old enough to be part of like the culture to where that wouldn't be caught, and she was just acting like her because she thought it would be funny? Even if she's not a fan, what if she was just acting like her for a completely different reason? Don't worry though, I don't think this guy dramatizes things, he just explains things.
Only judge you in how many dicks you put in your body on a regular basis. Someday, I hope maybe you realize that it feels much better when you're just not having so many dicks in you. John Mayer said, your body is a wonderland, but you know what? It's your choice if you want Wonderland to be an exclusive club, or if you want Wonderland to be like a theme park where kids get in for free on Saturdays.
A theme park sounds fun. Kids getting for free on Saturday. She fucking fucked up there though. It's again, I don't think she was thinking about what she was saying, dog. I think this lady has a case of not thinking about what she was saying, and it brought her to her demise, including the apology. She shouldn't have apologized because people who hated on all these things knew where she was coming from. They just thought it would be popular to hate, so they ride the hate train, and then it made this lady get all set. Poor lady, even though she is, in my opinion, she is cringy. But if she had fans that didn't think she was cringy and they changed their mind just because the hate train, poor lady.
With a canned good.
I mean, you can see why she had to apologize. Even by 2011/20.
Whoa, I love that editing, how his voice came in during a non-important part where she was still talking and she faded out and then he faded in the same position. That was sick. Guys, this is by TUV. I think I like this motherfucker.
2012 standards, this content was pretty low of her, and fellow creators called her out on it. Lacey Green, a YouTuber who talked a lot about sexuality, sex, and gender back then, for instance, argued Jenna's video was a classic example of a quote big wide society problem called slut shaming. She described it as Jenna failing on behalf of society. Now, as I said, she apologized. Regarding the quote blackface video, she said this.
And I do just want to tell you that it was not my intention.
I fucking told you, but now this apology makes it seem bad. It wasn't my intention. That seems fucking bad. She felt trapped.
to do blackface. This is the end of the video where I took my wig off. I don't know how else to say this, but it doesn't matter because...
Did she feel like people just didn't watch the end of the video? Yeah, it doesn't matter though. She's saying it.
all that matters is that people were offended.
No, you let the Karens and Kevins win.
And it hurt them. And for that, I am so unbelievably sorry that this isn't okay. And it hasn't existed on the internet for a long time because it's not okay.
She then said this about the slut shaming video.
I just fucked up. I ranted about girls that ran around and slept around, and that's wrong. I had a lot of internalized misogyny, I feel like, at that time in my life. And I'm sorry if I ever offended you with the things that I said in that video. And that video's been private for a long time.
She ended the apology stating that she didn't want to put out any stuff that might hurt anybody, specifically saying, I need to be done with this channel for now. So a little over 3 years later, where is she? Well, she went completely mute. The only recent update involving her is from January 2023 when her husband, Julian Solomita, shared an Instagram story that their home had been broken into by a quote, complete stranger. Before that, still through Julian's Instagram, we learned that he and Jenna got married on December 23rd, 2022. Overall, it seems social media is the only place we could get updates from Jenna. And trust me, I checked Jenna's digital footprint and her social media is completely dry. Nothing on Instagram, nothing on Twitter, and even on Tumblr. All I could see were comments like this one and this one of fans reminiscing about her, on whether her leaving on mistakes she made.
Whoa! I will never quit, but if I will never quit. But if I did, I would wish I had fans that were crying after me.
Over a decade ago was the right move, or if she'll ever come back, well, your guess is as good as mine. Before we end off this Jenna Marbles section, I do want to say that her apology is up there with the best YouTuber apologies. I would say it might be the best. She apologized for what?
And then she quit. But I don't think she should have done an apology in the first place.
Justine. I came across this 2016 CNBC article that claimed not only the tastes of the traditional audience are changing, but what incoming new viewers want to watch as well. This was in the context of the likes of PewDiePie, H3H3, and Jacksepticeye hitting back at YouTube for, among other things, hiding their content from their millions of subscribers. The same article also reads, if you can hit 5, 6, 7 years at a high level, that's incredible. And since I was researching about Justine, I thought she was a classic example of that. Having started her channel back in 2006, she's been one of the most consistent tech review YouTubers ever. She is a certified OG in that niche, and as of this month, she has about 2,465 videos and is just a little shy of 1.5 billion views. And the good thing about her, unlike a lot of other people in this video, is that she's still very much around. And maybe nothing speaks to that more than the fact that she's already done 3 videos on the new release, the Apple Vision Pro. I do have to say, she is a prime example of someone who stuck to something for around a decade and is still reaping the reward.
So did she just quit her channel? So why is she on this video? I like this guy. And this also proves my point. If you have a clickbait title, I'm not saying this is clickbait. He's probably getting at something here. But if this also proves my point. If I stopped it here, if you have a clickbait title, but a fucking entertaining part, is it clickbait? He probably is putting this in straight up for entertainment. Look. This is already 10 minutes. He's already getting his ads or whatever here. He's chilling. 15 minutes is over here somewhere. He's fucking chilling. How long is this video? 40 minutes. So he's, you know, he's not just doing this for ads. He's making an interesting video here. Even though he does get more ads the longer he goes, he's making an interesting video here. So I'm interested in this so much. I'm not gonna skip it. So. Even though he's saying she's still fucking making videos, he's being transparent. And that being said, doesn't it work? Interesting content for an interesting title.
I mean, she made it into Time's 100 most influential people list in 2014, already having been named, quote, most influential person by Fast Company, and ranked as the number 6 most influential personality by the Daily Beast. And remember, she did all that back in 2013. By then, she had already worked as a brand ambassador with, and keep up with me here, I'm gonna name a lot of brands, Mattel, Nikon, Ford, GE, Carl's Jr., Gillette, Taco Bell, Doritos, Skittles, Sharpie, and Microsoft.
Yeah, but so what, dude? There's a lot of brand ambassadors that jump around to different brand ambassador jobs or have multiple brand ambassador jobs. It's like the way they get paid, I think, is but per job.
Clearly a long
Some of them.
list, and you can only imagine how many more collaborations, sponsorships, and similar accomplishments she's had between then and now. Too many to list, honestly, and it's like
But brand ambassador does sound like a bragging point, but once you're in the cannabis industry or something and you kind of know what's going on, it's not such a bragging point.
she's done it all. From an exclusive interview with Apple's Tim Cook to partnering with Google's Made with Code. Now, I believe I've answered where iJustine is now, very much around and active on all her socials. She even has a podcast called Same Brain, but during this research, I found some really interesting content from the 2000s that I want to share with you guys. So back in the day, parodies were a big thing. It was like, you wanted 10 million views, drop a parody. And so
Oh, look, where are OG YouTubers now? He tricked me. Not necessarily they've quit YouTube. I was wrong and he's still right. And I also told you in the beginning, this guy doesn't really clickbait or do any of that shit. So actually, I'm fucking right. I take that back.
surprisingly, iJustine shows us her vocals with a parody to the Black Eyed Peas' I Got a Feeling.
The reason this is important is because this is her OG YouTube content. And it's probably fucking suspicious. This is interesting, and it gets more interesting as it goes.
Make sure the photos you tag them all. I feel stressed out, I need a new pic. Gotta get home and update my new profile.
And we also have a video where her voice is pitched up, you know, trying to copy the Fred wave and do a little comedy sketch. So here's that.
I'm hungry. I want some pizza. I'm going to order some pizza.
How may I help you?
Hi, I'd like to play.
And those two videos are
That
from a
was
time.
so fucking cringy how she was copying like Fred exactly. And fucking it was cringy already. Fred was cringy already. Oh my god, dude. But she knew it was cringy. And she just was after the fucking views, which makes it even more cringy, dog. She wasn't even into that content. There's no way that somebody that age could have been into that content, dude. That almost just pissed me off.
Time where I think she was incredibly popular. Yes, even more than she is now. Sorry to say that she's not peaking anymore, she peaked back in the day. And her new viewers might probably not know this, but she was more of a life caster back then, with a book to show for it. She would do these entertaining vlogs of her day-to-day
Excuse me.
life, and like you've just seen, song parodies that people loved. I mean, that Black Eyed Peas video has 18 million views. And like I said, that time period around 2009 to 2012 seems to have been her peak viewership era because the views sort of reduced with time, with only a few other videos being viral, like this one with 7.5 million views, where she was the first in line for an iPhone 6. Some of her other tech videos and collabs have gotten closer to or beat that figure. Overall, a good way to sum iJustine up is that she's a great content creator. And because tech is an evergreen niche, there's a chance she's going to be relevant for a while longer. I mean, think about it. There's new tech always coming out. All she has to do is make a review on it, and she's back to the top of the leaderboards. You know, it's kind of hard to compete with Marcus Brownlee though, but she's still up there. That's the only good thing about being in a niche, is that you always have content. If you're a personality-based YouTuber and you become irrelevant, it's kind of hard to come back to relevancy. I mean, what are you going to do? Pull a Vitaly and start picking fights on kick streaming? When you have a niche, you always have like a safety rope. Is that even a term? I don't know if that's a term. Unless that niche dies, of course. But with tech, yeah, that's never gonna die. Anyway, let's head on to the next one. Ray William Johnson. There is probably
Now we know he's a pogger. That was straight memeing right there. And that was straight the pogger face. Whoa, he seems too young to be a pogger. But I guess not. And chat said we're poggers yesterday, so I guess he's part of us. No wonder I like this guy.
No way you would have been active on YouTube in the 2010 to 2015 era and not know Ray William Johnson. I mean, the guy might as well have been the face of the internet with his Equals 3 show. And just to refresh your memory, Equals 3 was an incredibly popular comedic commentary series where he'd take us through various funny viral videos. It was so popular that back then the Ray William Johnson channel, which is now called Ray William Johnson but back then was called Equals 3, was the most subscribed to channel just 3 years after its creation. This was a really big deal because not only had he passed up Rihanna and Justin Bieber's YouTube channels, which music channels were really big back then and they still are, but they were at the top back then, so this was a really big thing that he did, but also because he was the first channel to ever hit 5 million subscribers. Now, before we get lost in all of his early accomplishments, let's talk about where Ray William Johnson is now. Well, just like he figured out the algorithm back then,
He does a so good job of keeping you into the story and also not clickbaiting. This guy's fucking awesome. He's a great storyteller. And he doesn't show video games.
then he figured it out again, but specifically for the short video niche. Yes, TikToks, Reels, YouTube Shorts, all of those. And I really mean killing it. Just look at these TikTok numbers. Not only does he have a little over 10 million followers, but each video on there seems to be arguably viral. I actually checked, and out of about 100 of his latest videos, none of them are below 1 million views. Most of them are actually above the 5 million view mark. Also, just so you know, he joined TikTok in May of 2020, and I think part of his success is because
there's a joke about TikTok though. I know it's not true, but the joke is that the running joke is, if you haven't heard it before, 1 million views on TikTok is like 3 views on YouTube or some shit. And the joke comes from, like, I think it comes from Real Analytics, like how many views they'll get from their TikTok and how many it'll go to their YouTube channel and shit. And it's not really 3 though, that's just the joke.
because he's really consistent on posting his social media crime commentary videos. This TikTok success also reflects on other platforms, for instance his YouTube Shorts and Facebook, where he equally gets healthy views. He also gets good enough engagement on his Instagram, which has about 1.1 million followers. Now, going back to his old stuff, I don't think most people know what was going on in his life between this video and where he is now. In that video, this is what he had to say.
Well, the short answer is I've been making internet videos as a hobby for a long time, and I feel like I've outgrown it. Like, I've written more jokes about viral videos than any one human should ever have to write.
Yep, he quit because he outgrew that kind of content. And to fill in the blanks for you, he went on to work on other projects that were really successful. He, for instance, worked on a sci-fi teen drama in 2013 called Riley Rewind that successfully premiered on his Facebook page. He then made a show concept that was bought by FX Networks, got cast in Who's Driving Doug in 2016 as Scott, which actually looks kinda good. I might watch it later. Oh, and all along, he's been running his virtual band, Your Favorite Martian. Though they did have a big bump in the road where they weren't able to make content for about 9 years due to it being bought by a company and the contract recently being up. So yeah, it's very nice seeing Your Favorite Martian come back. It's just like this whole nostalgic thing. I used to watch that back when I was a kid, so it's really nice seeing it come back. Overall, I think it's accurate to say that Ray is doing just fine. He figured out a way to pivot his content to new audiences, plus he hopped on that short form wave, and it seems to be going great for him. I do have to add though that I want you guys to notice, Justine is successful, she has the tech niche. Ray William Johnson is successful, and he is talking.
He is straight up saying, this is not clickbait at all. I'm being honest. And they're all, oh, and he's fucking hinting on something. He's hinting on that they're all still fucking successful even after their YouTube careers. Don't be afraid to do YouTube because it's not going to scare off anybody as long as you're not a menace. Hell yeah, this guy's dope.
About popular stories. I just want you guys to notice that YouTubers stick around when they're not personality based. If they can latch onto something and make it their thing, but also, you know, people will naturally like their personality, like how they tell stories or how they review products.
Oh, I'm so fucking glad I'm watching this. Guys, he's fucking being insightful. He's being helpful to people right now. He's teaching you as a successful YouTuber himself. 500,000 views, but I haven't even refreshed this. 2 million subs as a successful YouTuber himself. He's giving you advice. He's taking time out of his video. He might have the chance of losing people right here, but he wants to be fucking helpful.
it seems like it's just the best option to do if you're looking to become a sort of influencer. If you can attach your name to something, usually works out best for the long run. For the short run, you could be a personality-based YouTuber, and you know, it's scary. You could fall off within a year or two, maybe even 3 if you're lucky. But yeah, just something to keep in mind if you want to be a content creator. I mean,
That's so cool. He's giving me advice. I feel like he's speaking to me. I'm attaching my name to stuff right now, though. Basically gaming, clickbaiting, faking it to make it, and then the whole channel is basically a documentary on what works and what doesn't. And I do documentaries and investigations, but it's not good enough. This guy is blowing my mind right now.
that's what we do on this channel. I know you guys like me, but a lot of people don't even know who I am. Like, you guys watch for the topics, and it's my duty, you know, to read.
Oh, topics. Nice. That could be a thing. That's great. Okay, phew.
You guys some awesome stories, usually on the morbid side. Yeah, I just dropped some wisdom on you guys. There you go. Let's
Yep.
head on to the next person. Smosh. I actually should have said the next people. Yeah, that would have been proper. So picture this. In 2005, 2 childhood friends joined efforts and create a YouTube channel. By their own admission, they did so, quote, as a way to make each other laugh and just have fun. Unknown to them, it's like they had come up with a magic recipe for YouTube success. That's because just a year later, in mid-2006 for example, they were on the top of YouTube's most subscribed members list. Yeah, most subscribed members list. That's how old YouTube is, man. They used to call us their members, their most subscribed members. And again in 2013, they held that spot for a staggering 215 days, having crossed the 6.7 million subscribers mark. You might actually recall that in the previous case, that of Ray William Johnson, I mentioned that he was the most subscribed to channel ever as of 2011 with 5 million subscribers. Well, this channel passed him in 2013, and he even congratulated them on Twitter. By 2016, these childhood friends had made it to the list of, quote, highest paid channels, earning about $7 million in the past year. Now, that's all pretty interesting, but what happened next was even crazier. So in 2017, one of these childhood friends, Anthony Padilla, decides to quit the channel out of a creative block, though it would be more accurate to say that his creative freedom was being blocked. That's because earlier on, in 2011, the channel had been acquired by Alloy Digital, later rebranded to Defy Media, who were in control of production. Surprisingly, as he quit just 2 years later in 2019, Defy Media, facing the closure of operations, then sells the channel to another company, Mythical Entertainment. That closure was amidst Defy Media getting called out for, quote, predatory practices and lack of professionalism during the years they owned the channel. And then, in a very welcome twist, in 2023, the 2 childhood friends buy back the channel from Mythical Entertainment, and it's like they never left. Has any of that gotten you to figure out who these 2 guys are? Well, yes, they are Smosh, Anthony Padilla, and Ian Hecox. These guys are OGs in every sense of the word. And Smosh is honestly one of the most successful YouTube channels ever. They're actually the reason I created this specific YouTube channel. I made this channel
Whoa, no wonder he's a pogger. What the fuck? How old is this guy?
in 2012 just to subscribe to Smosh. A lot of people always ask, like, damn man, your channel is old, you've been grinding forever. It's like, no, I was 10 years old and I wanted to watch food battles and get that
He was 10.
on my feed. Currently, the channel stands a little shy of 11 billion views with 26.6 million subscribers and about 1,776 videos. And yes, the channel did take a detour, let's just call it that, between May of 2017 and May 2023. In May of 2017, Anthony announced that he was leaving, much to the disappointment of fans, with some blame going to Defy Media. Defy then, in a dramatic turn, shut down in 2018 and sold the channel to Mythical Entertainment, owned by Red and Link, for $10 million. Now, knowing that the 2 bought back their channel from Mythical in May of 2023 sort of answers where they are now, and interestingly revealed that they did have a hitch in their friendship. It turns out that when Anthony left in 2017, he and Ian had not been on good terms. That's because as they reunited in 2023, Ian said, "It's kind of freaky how well this has all fallen into place. Our friendship had to end to be able to come back together." Anyway, they are now full owners and back to the sketch comedy skits that are entirely written by them. It's been about 7 months since their return, and so far they have been uploading consistently. Their social media presence is also as strong as ever, being that is where they make announcements like this. We'll for sure be seeing more of them. Also, we don't talk about the Smosh movie. Fred, unlike Smosh.
Okay, so the Smosh movie was bad. They made a Smosh movie. I guess that's how it ends. I couldn't really do commentary on that part. I was thinking about skipping the whole thing, but I wanted to see what he had to say because it's an interesting video.
This next channel's attempt at a comeback has turned out to be a rather hard to watch fade to irrelevance. I'm talking about Lucas Cruikshank and the insanely popular Fred Figglehorn character that he created back in the late 2000s. Aged just 13 years old, Lucas came up with Fred while
Oh, he's allowed to be cringy if he was 13 when he did that. He probably just thought it was funny himself.
experimenting with different characters for videos he was making with his cousins John and Katie for their channel JKL Productions. He would then move to a separate channel, the Fred channel, that he had set up earlier in 2005. The first upload, Fred on Halloween, supposedly was posted on the channel in October 2006 as part of a series. From there on, it was all smooth sailing. So smooth that in 2009, Fred became the first ever channel in history to get to 1 million subscribers. That was much to the elation of Lucas.
I wonder if it started... It's because he started YouTube right when it was starting.
As he even made a video about it.
Hey everyone, it's Lucas. As you can tell, I'm the guy who plays Fred and I created it, so I just want to thank each and every one of you for getting Fred to 1 million subscribers.
I have no clue who that weird guy was right before this, that weirdo. But whatever, the reason why I'm making this video is because I want to thank all of you guys for getting my YouTube channel to 1 million subscribers. So yeah, thank you guys so much!
And surprisingly, that all happened with just 36 videos. Although to be fair, these had a combined 250 million views. That level of success also came with its perks, as on February 16th, Fred got featured on Nickelodeon's iCarly in what an LA Times reporter called the biggest gap jump yet by an online video star. It was a marriage between YouTube and television, and this was just the beginning. Fred had already been set to make appearances into TV territory. For instance, Lucas booked a deal with Walden Media, the production studio behind the City of Ember film, to promote it on the Fred episodes. It was no surprise, therefore, that at the end of 2009, Lucas and his team made Fred the Movie, a film based on the adventures of Fred, produced and largely funded by Brian Robbins. Now, while not really successful, 0% on Rotten Tomatoes and 2 out of 10 on IMDb, it gave him a footing with Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon turned Fred into a franchise, going to make Fred 2, Night of the Living Fred, Fred the Show, and Fred 3, Camp Fred. Between then and 2015, Fred and Lucas himself made a few cameos such as in Annoying Orange and The New Fred. I'm saying The New Fred because leading into 2015, when the channel made its final upload, Lucas had sold it to Yuksung Corporation, a South Korean company that wanted to use the channel's popularity to promote its serials in a new series of videos. Now,
nice, so he just retired. He sold his business and retired.
As we pivot to where Lucas and Fred are now, I do have to mention that Lucas had a second channel all along. This was a more personal channel, but obviously it wasn't as successful as Fred. He still posts on it today, but doesn't get that many views. He also did try to revive the Fred character on TikTok, and this was in 2021, but it just gives off, I don't want to be rude, but it gives off like
cringe.
Take me back to my golden days vibe.
Oh. That's true. That's so cringe considering how old he is now.
Bing HE1234 said, heck.
Heck yeah, you're right, Bing He 1234, and welcome back to the motherfucking stream. We've been going hard for 14 hours. Took a nap. And then we've been going hard for like fucking like 6 more hours almost now. Well, nah, some of it's been chill. Like right now it's just been chill. But hell yeah. Welcome back to the motherfucking stream. We're just doing some video reacting / analyzing.
Now, I might have skipped a thing or two about what happened between 2015 and 2021, but you guys get the idea. He simply went from YouTube to mainstream media.
Bing HE1234 said, we staying hard for 24 hours, let's go.
We're staying hard for 24 hours, and in shooting games are getting those back shots, and they are coming from behind. We're playing World of Warcraft. Let's go. We've already passed the 24-hour mark.
Find me at twitch.com/teethdaggers.
24 hours and 32 minutes. Well, I'm still gonna go before I get ready for the IRL.
/TikTok with a fraction of the views he would once get. But I do want to say, internet relevancy is not equivalent to financial success or happiness. I'm sure he's doing just fine and is probably happier than ever and not as stressed. I don't want this.
Cool. And the next one is PewDiePie. I'm gonna skip PewDiePie because I'll just tell you what happens with PewDiePie. He's still doing vlog videos right now. but his vlog, well, he switched to vlog videos, and he lives in Japan, and now he just does like vlogs once in a while with his wife, but only because he likes doing them, not because he's trying to be a YouTuber anymore. He became the top YouTuber, and then when he fell to the Race to C series, he retired. He went out with like everybody liking him and shit. So that's the PewDiePie segment. He started off, let's see how he started off, just putting tons of videos and gaming. That's it. So this guy, I've never heard of him, but maybe you guys have.
Niga Higa. When talking about OG YouTubers, it's impossible to leave out Niga Higa, the incredibly popular channel by Ryan Higa that really had everyone on a chokehold. Ryan, who actually started the channel in 2006 while still in high school, found his success quickly by posting lip syncs of popular songs and comedic sketches. And while he did some stuff solo, he occasionally featured the Yabo crew, which included, and I know I might butcher these names, Tim Enos, Ryan Villarreal, Kyle Chun, and Taran Nago. He later would change the team, replacing them with the Ryan Higa production company, a decision inspired by his move to college. In this new team, Sean Fujiyoshi would grow to become a critical part of the channel, but more on that later. Going back to his early rise, his videos, which use other people's stuff, quickly got him into trouble as he got a lot of copyright strikes. These strikes were so bad that not only did they lead to the removal of several of his YouTube videos, including How to Be Ninja and How to Be Gangster, but also a temporary ban on the entire channel. This was back in 2009. He seemed to have figured a way around that though, because these How to Be Blank videos were reinstated and kept growing insanely popular. I'm talking about videos like this, and this. Niga Higa grew so much that in between 2009 and 2011, it held the top spot for most subscribed channels. It was even the first ever to hit 2 million and 3 million subscriber milestones. Speaking of 2 million subscribers, it would be pretty cool if you could subscribe. If you think I've earned your subscription by the way I tell these stories. If you don't want to yet, it's okay. I'll earn it by the very end of this video.
Hell yeah, guys. If you like that video, make sure to type in TUV or type in where are OG YouTubers now? Question mark, parentheses, part 2. TUV, click subscribe, give them a thumbs up. That was an excellent video. And if you guys liked that video reaction / analyzation, make sure to click subscribe below.